Hey, it's Tim Reha here, day 2 of the Digital Health Summit in San Diego. And we have a really cool panel on the nuts and bolts of successful consumer adoption. So how do you basically get mass adoption for products and technology? Paul Prescod is the CTO of a gaming company startup out of Vancouver, BC called Ayogo. Hi.
Hello.
So we're just talking about, reminiscing about, I'm from Seattle, and it's been awesome up in the Northwest.
Yeah, we love it. Although visiting San Diego, it's pretty tempting down here.
Yeah, I hear you. So tell me about your background.
Yes, so my partner and I have both been in social apps and social media for about a decade now, and in games for about 5 or 6 years. So over about 4 years ago, we sort of realized that the same techniques that are used in sort of microtransactional games, where you get people to come back every day and give you small bits of money, could be used to get them to come back every day and learn new habits relating to the chronic conditions. So we change the focus of the company to focus on helping people to manage chronic conditions using game mechanics and mostly social environments, gaming and social.
Who was on the panel, and what was kind of some of the topics that were discussed?
Yeah, so we had someone from WellDoc, which is a really inspirational company in that they've pushed the boundaries in terms of people being able to actually get a prescription for software, which is what we would love as well, and United Health Group talking about the different sorts of things that they've done internal to the membership, and Dakadu talking about the health score and how they motivate people with that health score.
And what were some deep dive topics? What did you learn?
Yeah, I think I was interested to hear the sheer variety of experiments that they're doing within United Health. It's great to have those deep pockets and be able to try this and that and the other thing. We've done a lot of experiments too, but it takes a long time, and they can do a lot all at once.
So social media and social gaming is an explosive business and global. What can you teach people about this space with your experience?
Yeah, well, I think I can teach that it doesn't all have to be just about taking little bits of money out of people's wallets, but it can be about engaging them to think about their health condition every day so that they can learn things and they can make small habit changes. The first step to making a change is to actually pay attention to the condition, and a lot of people, especially with type 2 diabetes, are in denial and want to put it as far out of their mind as possible. So if we can make it a little bit lighter, a little bit more fun, a little bit more social, then it might be the time. We might catch them at the right time when they're ready to make a change.
I have a friend, Swathi, who's doing an interesting mobile kind of startup in the health space as well. What would you advise folks who are creating new platforms and technology?
Well, one of the tricky ones in the health space is you have to figure out who is going to pay for it. You can make something amazing and awesome and helpful, but the consumer might think, well, I don't really like to spend money on my health. That's the insurance company's job. And the insurance company, they may say, well, I'm not really sure if that is actually efficacious. Does it actually work? So, you really have to think through who's going to pay for it and how are you going to prove to them that it makes a difference.
And what happens when I'm trying to earn points fizzy in my brain? Like, what's really going on in the human body?
Yeah. No, there's a lot of really interesting science, and we follow the science a lot and have behavioral psychologists both in the company and on our advisory board. And it's actually releasing serotonin. It's making new neural pathways, and what we want is for them to associate a good feeling with thinking about their condition and thinking about improving their condition. And then once we've got them in that environment, then we can do other sort of mental tricks. We can bolster their intrinsic motivation. We can teach them habits, different habit-forming techniques. That's an important part of what we do as well, is to train people in how to make new habits.
Interesting. And what's next for you? What do you have coming out soon?
Yeah, so we're actually just in the middle of a transition to a product focus, and we have a particular sort of game engine that's very generalizable, very flexible, and can be applied to a whole wide range of different conditions. So we want to just take that and license it over and over again, and adapt it to different conditions, to white label it, and to play it through a lot of different types of scenarios.
So Paul, as a startup, What's your need right now at this stage?
Yeah, well, I think you can always have more money to hire more developers and staff, sales and marketing and that sort of thing. But beyond the obvious, I think relationships as well with people who will help us to prove that the software is not just engaging, not just educational, but also actually has a clinical difference in A1C. So partnerships with hospitals and that sort of thing is also very important to us.
And what's next for you?
Well, yeah, just more games built on this same game engine. So we have we can take the same engine and customize it to the demographic or the condition of the person, and it really is targeted and personalized to that particular situation.
Cool. So your IP is actually a really interesting gaming engine.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how do people find out more?
Yeah, so you can go to our website, ayogo.com, or follow us on Twitter at Ayogo Games.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks so much, and nice to meet you.
Oh, it's really nice to meet you too. It's been good.